I suddenly had this notion I was going to do something different, and I'd already had a deep desire to help people, either through psychology, being a psychiatrist. I missed the boat when I started, when I was discovered as an actress and a model, and this yearning had been inside me to study some form of healing or psychology to help people. So my daughter left home and went off and worked abroad, and suddenly I had all this time on my hand, and I decided I was going to do a healing course. And within 1 month I had met Mother Meera in Germany.
We've met her several times.
She's gorgeous, and it was wonderful. I was pretty green. I didn't know very much about gurus and spirituality. I was drifting in a world of materialism, really, and being a mother and looking after my daughter single-handedly. It was hard work, but I didn't have much time left for doing what my soul was yearning to do.
Now, Mother Meera does not speak a word.
She doesn't.
So how did she impress you? How did she touch you?
She was just so peaceful and beautiful, and I had a great transformation when I was with her the first time.
How wonderful.
And I came back to London, and then within weeks I was sitting at the feet of Amma, the hugging saint.
Sure, in London?
Yes.
She comes to America. We've seen her many times, or several times I should say, and at the times that we saw her, she didn't speak in English. So how did she touch you? And I literally know how she touched you. She hugs you.
Well, that time, 14 years ago, she just gave me a hug, and she didn't touch me that much, but a friend of mine invited me back to London a couple of weeks ago and gave me a VIP ticket so I could quickly go in and have darshan with her. She gave me this enormous hug, and then she asked her aide to bring a chair, and I sat next to her for 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
And that was amazing. So I watched her giving darshan to thousands of people while I sat there, and she kept looking at me and giggling and smiling, and then she asked her aide to bring some pictures, and she blessed them and kissed them, and she just said to me, put them in your temple room like this, and we were having this interaction while she was giving darshan to people. So she really touched me, and when I went home the next week I had a service, and everybody felt her energy. So she's just so special.
So you were in transit by this time?
Absolutely. And then a week later I was sitting at the feet of the Dalai Lama. So in the space of a very short period from having changed, having left my career as a businesswoman and starting on this path of learning how to help people, I had met 3 amazing people. And I went to see Mother Meera again, and in the silent darshan, I heard her say, you need to go to your guru now. And I thought, well, I don't even know who my guru is. Came back to London, and somebody gave me a book on Sai Baba.
Do you remember what the book was?
Yes, it was called Divine Memories by Diana Baskin.
Baskin.
Sai Baba's power to materialize physical objects at will. By a wave of his hand, Sai Baba materializes a pair of rings for the housewarming ceremony of Joel and Diana Reardon behind Swami's residence at Brindavan. Baba says this about these manifestations. As the intention of the will arises in the mind, the thing is made. It is ready when I want it. The moment it is willed, the thing comes to hand or happens where I will it to happen.
And I read it, and a week later I was on a plane to India.
A week later?
That's me. A week later, my family...
Too bad your daughter didn't leave you sooner.
My family went spare. I'd never been to India before. I was going on my own, and I just kept hearing this voice saying, trust me, I'll look after you. Trust me, I'll
Did you come by yourself?
I came all by myself.
Did you know what to expect?
Had no idea.
Was he in Brindavan outside of Bangalore?
No,
or Puttaparthi?
he was in Puttaparthi. And an hour before I caught my plane, I got a phone call from a friend saying, some very dear friends of mine are going to pick you up in Bangalore.
Your first Leela.
Absolutely. So I was picked up in Bangalore, went to stay in this lovely home, and they were so sweet, and they said, you know, our driver will take you down to Puttaparthi the next day. And as I got into the car, he handed me a note and said, you'll need this when you get into the ashram. And I went, fine. Went on my journey, opened up the note, and he said, dear Mrs. Shari, please seek the bearer of this note, Sai Ram Srinivas. I went, oh, everybody needs a note to get into the ashram. Hadn't a clue what it was all about.
See Srinivas from Bangalore?
Yeah.
Our good friend.
Unbelievable. So I arrived in Puttaparthi, dumped my luggage in the hotel across the ashram, came over through the gate and handed my note at the gate, and they went, no, further up. So then I saw these men and I handed it in to them. That's how green I was. They said, no, round the side. So went into the little VIP gate apparently, was ushered up to Mrs. Shari, and she plonked me in first line. Within 5 minutes, Baba came in. Days, of course, he was walking, glided up to me. He said, so you come. Very happy, very happy. And then that whole week, sitting there, always in first line, having Baba, but I was so shy. I was really shy. I had no idea why I was there or what I was doing, and I was just in this perpetual sort of shyness. I didn't dare say anything, and then he would sort of mirror the shyness and go past me and sort of do this to me, and that was a glorious week, absolutely glorious week.
Did you see him a lot that week?
Every day, twice a day.
Did he talk to you?
No, he never spoke another word. Just when I arrived, because I think he picked up this shyness, and he wanted me just to feel him, and I did a lot of internal. Never hardly talked to anybody, couldn't eat. Just felt completely as if I was being turned inside
what did
out.
you take back to the great UK of that experience?
Well, I came back a transformed woman, I think.
Really?
I came back with some deep inner peace that I had never experienced before. And with a purpose. I felt suddenly my life had a purpose.
What was that?
I felt that Swami was going to be there and help me. I felt that if I trusted him enough, I would get all the help I needed.
You were really on the fast route, because that takes a guy like me years to come to that realization.
Yeah.
Jody, on the other hand, I think probably shared the speed with which you come up with convictions of this caliber.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it was weird, because I hadn't read any books except for the one. I hadn't talked to any devotees. I was green. So it was very much being very pure about the whole experience, not having any sort of background knowledge about it. And
did you have any doubts?
No. I mean, getting on the plane, I had no doubts, because I kept hearing this voice saying, trust me, I'll look after you. Every time some family member or friend said, you can't go to India on your own, you're mad, you might never come back, it might be a cult, it might be... Yeah. And every time somebody came up with something negative about why I shouldn't go, I heard this voice, trust me, I'll look after you. And I had absolutely...
Well, that was great courage on your part. When you came home and you talked about this experience to then, surely nobody even knew about Sai Baba except a little bit that you shared with them before you left. What did they feel?
Well, at the time I had quite a high VIP list, including the royal family, and when I went to them after I got home, and they said, where have you been? I said, I've been to India to see a holy man. And they said, oh, we'll come with you. We want to meet him.
And they did?
They could see the transformation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and 2 months later I was on a plane again with the Duchess of York. And
the Duchess of York came to Puttaparthi to see Sai Baba.
She did.
It's given me a real rest. Your people have been very uplifting. It's been a real tonic. I long to come back and help some children.
Come back, yeah. It's a good place to be in, good relaxing.
Well, it's good to be part of this country.
Humanity again.
Yes, it really is. You're right. That's what it's about, isn't it?
It is.
Truth, love, and compassion.
Yeah, you can find it. It's your paramount.
I'm here to do, you know, I'd like to do more and more of my duty. And
I hope you come back, and I hope you can find peace.
Thank you very much. I do, thank you. But I have been doing a lot with homeopathy, so it's been very helpful.
Yeah, homeopathy doesn't harm you anyway.
I think it's a very good. I think my grandmother was a homeopathic doctor. I think. What I'm doing with the holistic centre is very good. I'm going to come back to do that anyway.
Who did you meet in India, in Bangalore, Mrs. Ferguson?
Thank you so much. Anyway, thank you.
Glad to
Very
meet you.
kind of you. Very kind of you. Suja, Isaac, watch out with it.
Wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Bye. That's it.
Well, you can't come to Swami until he calls you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible. So her time
Okay,
is right.
try this one on for Saida. How do you know when Swami calls you?
I don't think you know, it just happens. You're just pushed and you have no option, you just go. And you don't know why, like with me. Now why, after reading a book, would I jump on a plane and come to India?